Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. Once again, we are in the gun garage, and we are talking about our Ruger Mark III and Mark IV. We've got the 2245 Lite, and we've got the new Mark IV Lite. Now, I could not find this gun anywhere. It's not on Ruger's website. This is a Smok'n Jay's Garage exclusive. Well, anyway, I exclusively found it. They didn't exactly build it just for me. But I couldn't find that blue anywhere except one place that had it, and they only had one of them, so they saved that one for me, which is pretty nice of them. This one here I bought when they first came out with the 2245. This was, at the time, this was the only color combination that they had, and the circles was the only thing that you could get versus, they got some different designs now. They got some different colors. They got, I think they call this a fish gill or something. So they've made some changes to it, but that's the original one that they first came out with. Now, I've also got here a Mark I, a Mark II, and a Mark III for comparison. We're going to show a couple different things, but the main differences that we want to go over is the Mark III and the Mark IV, the 2245 versus the new Mark, which your main difference here is the style. You've got this more of like a 1911, and you've got the traditional Mark hand grip on it. So the differences here between the Mark III and the Mark IV, the Mark IV came out with the disassembly. Just push that button in the back, right there. And that just pops up, comes apart very nice, very easily, compared to the Mark III. You've got to go in here. Sometimes you can get it by hand. You get your nail in there maybe, or otherwise you get a screwdriver. You pop that up. It's actually kind of a pain in the ass to get apart. If you've got an older one, it might come apart quite hard. They're hard to get. They get stuck in there. People don't take the 22s apart very often to clean them, so they get really hard to take apart. This one, very nice, very easy. It's a really nice design that Ruger came up with, and it's about time because they've had this gun around for 40 years, give or take. I think the Mark I came about 81 maybe, I think. So they've had them for pretty close to 40 years, so they finally come up with a decent way to take it apart, which is very, very nice. We've also got a different safety. If you go ahead and you look here, traditionally, I'll show you all of these as well. Traditionally, you've got that round safety, kind of just a click, and that's same thing as what the Mark III has. The Mark IV, they've upped it to a really nice safety. Instead of the round, it's actually got a bar on it. It's ambidextrous. Very nice job they did on that. They also went ahead and they made their slide a little bit different, the slide lock rather, a little bit different on the Mark III. It's the push button, and on this is the Mark III 2245. Obviously, this is just a regular Mark III, and it was kind of a crappy little lever, kind of chintzy looking. This is actually a really nice design they came out with there. Another thing that they do not have, if you look on the Mark I, smooth on the left side. If you look on the Mark II, nice and smooth on the left side. The Mark III, they came out with a indicator to let you know that you have a round in the chamber. Now, we're inside right now, so for safety reasons, I'm not going to actually put a round in the chamber. But when you do, this here just pops out a little bit, and you got a little red mark there. You can either see it, or if it's low light, you can feel that there's a round in the chamber. And that is in the 2245 Lite also has that round indicator. It tells you there's a round in the chamber. Now, on the 4, they did away with that. For whatever reason, I don't know. Weight-wise, though, these are very similar, but substantially lighter than your regular Mark. Much lighter. Very, very nice. I shot these already, and they shoot very nice, but I noticed that they both have a very nice trigger, but this trigger is set back a little bit farther, and you've got a lot wider, a lot longer trigger guard, versus now the 4 has a very, a trigger set forward a little bit more. I wish it was back a little bit farther, and you got a much smaller trigger guard. If you've got, I can get my finger in there fine, but if you've got big fat fingers, you might have a little bit of trouble getting in there. If you've got a glove, that ain't gonna happen. I'll tell you that right now. Versus the 3, you could probably get a glove in there all right. And it's a little more in line with what the original ones were. It was a smaller smaller trigger guard. But it definitely shoots very nice. The sights are just a little bit different. If you go ahead and you take a look at those side by side, you can see that those sights are not much different, but they are just a little bit. But they're both adjustable. They're both very nice. Both guns shoot very well, and both guns look very nice as well. Now you've got both of them have the, well, we'll do this on the 4 because that's what we're trying to show off here. So both have threaded barrels though. If you want to put a can on them, they've got a very nice like a crush washer. It's a little bit curved there. If you look at that, that's going to help when you put, whether it be your thread protector on or when you put your suppressor on. It's going to keep a little bit of tension, similar to like what a lock washer would do. So it's not going to back off. If you shoot a lot with a suppressor, it's going to back off a little bit as you shoot, and sometimes you got to retighten them if you don't have one of those on. So that comes with it, and that's very nice. It looks very sleek. Looks like it's designed for a suppressor. Looks very nice with it on. Another thing that I want to go over is the magazines, because the magazines are in fact different. Now the magazine for the 3 and the 4, the regular 3 and the 4 are interchangeable, but they do not interchange with the 1 and the 2. The 1 and the 2 are interchangeable with themselves, but not the 3 and the 4. Now the 2245 is completely different. It's got a totally different looking magazine, probably so that you don't get the two of them mixed up, because the different angle on the grip would probably make the magazine a little bit different, and so you wouldn't want to get those mixed up, maybe get it jammed in. Now on the 2245, I've noticed it doesn't pop out particularly nice. This is an empty magazine. It comes out, but it doesn't just drop out on its own. Versus the new 4, that really shoots out of there very nicely, very smooth. If you look at the 3, it pops out a little bit better than the 2245, but it just pops out a little bit, and you can grab it quite easily from there. But this one really comes out nice. Very quick for reloads. I like that. I think that's nice. Now, of course, you probably already know on the Mark I and the Mark IIs, when you put your magazine in it, you didn't have the thumb release. You had to actually go back here, pop that off. That's the same design as they had on the 1. And again, the Mark I and Mark II are interchangeable. But those are the main differences, at least that I've seen. If I've missed anything, leave it in the comments. But I think that those are the main differences. We did shoot these, like I said already. Originally, I hadn't shot them, but now I have. And they both shoot very nice, like all Marks do. They're very, very well guns. Ruger makes a really good product, in my opinion. So check these out, and we're going to probably try to get a Mark IV in the traditional design, because we've got the 1, 2, and the 3, but this light is substantially lighter. I like it. It shoots nice. That blue is very beautiful. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera very well or not, but it definitely looks very nice. So if you watch this channel for the first time and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.